wouldn't mind to smash the four-leaf clover off her. I'll be back 2 seconds. Oh, hi guys, so St. Patrick's Day, the day of joy, the day of love, the day everybody loves, where everyone gets together in holy matrimony. Or is it? Yes guys, it is St. Patrick's Day, and ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be breaking down on a few things of St. Patrick's Day. I have done St. Patrick's Day's videos nearly every year on YouTube, and today is no different. But ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to be talking about the drinking, we're going to be talking about having a good time, and maybe the history. Okay, alright, okay, listen, I have to go through some of the history, okay? My last St. Patrick's Day videos, some people were kind of upset. They were like, oh, you know, well, let's talk about the history of Ireland, let's talk about the green fields and everything else. So we're gonna get through some of that, and then we'll get into some of the good shit later on in the video. Let's get into it. So, let's talk about the history of St. Patrick's Day. Number 1, the history.
St. Patrick was born not in Ireland, but in Britain, around AD 35.
Wait, what?
Well, actually, he wasn't called St. Patrick at the time, or even Patrick, but was referred to as Maewyn Succat.
What is life anymore?
Good thing he changed his name later. St. Maewyn's Day just doesn't have the same ring. We'll stick with Patrick, just in case I'm slaughtering that pronunciation. Patrick was quite far from being a saint growing up. Until he was 16, he considered himself a pagan, or maybe even an atheist by today's definition.
Yeah! Fuck yeah!
It was at that age when he was taken into slavery by a group of Irish marauders that attacked his village. Patrick was sold to his master, a druid chief in Ireland, and served him for 6 years. It was during his captivity that he became a Christian. He fled to the coast of Ireland and eventually made it back to his home. He then decided to study in the monastery and stayed there for 12 years, during which he decided that his calling was to convert the pagans to Christianity. Eventually, he adopted his Christian name, Patricius, or Patrick as we now know it, and returned to Ireland after being appointed a bishop. Snakes out of Ireland, but since there aren't any fossil records of snakes in Ireland at that time, it's highly unlikely. Green wasn't the original color associated with St. Patrick, it was first blue. It eventually changed for various reasons. Probably because of being used in various Irish flags and how green is associated with Ireland itself. Patrick's Day was originally a Catholic holiday, and still is, but has also evolved into a secular holiday, being celebrated by non-Irish, non-Catholics, and ironically enough, even atheists.
Yeah! Fuck yeah!
Today, when people think of St. Patrick, they imagine a leprechaun in a green jacket, hat, pipe, clover, and a pot of gold. Not a man who devoted 30 years of his life to teaching and helping the Irish. Hopefully you now know a little more about the history of St. Patrick.
So I need you to get me 4 Guinness, 10 bottles of Buckfast, get me a shit ton of beer, and a bottle of whiskey, okay? Oh shit, I'll be back 2 seconds. So yeah guys, hope you enjoyed the history. Yes, there's a lot of things to talk about in terms of the history, but ladies and gentlemen, let's get into the real reason why you're here, the real reason, and that is what actually goes down on St. Patrick's Day. Number 2, what happens in Ireland. First of all, I need to address this right now, before we even go forward this. For some weird reason, Americans seem to think that we pinch each other because we're not wearing green. No, we don't do that. If you actually ever did that to somebody in Ireland, we'll probably knock you the fuck out. Don't do that in Ireland, seriously, but for some weird reason, Americans do that. Where if you're not wearing green on St. Patrick's Day, they go like that. No, if you do that shit, we will go, BAM! Knock you out. like Mike Tyson or Carl Frampton, actually, you know. But anyway, yeah, I just wanted to get that shit out there. One of the main things we have here in Ireland is the parade. The biggest in Ireland is Dublin. What they do is well, as a parade, you just go down, you look at it and shit like that. Now, personally, for me, I'm not a big fan of parades. I don't want to stand for about 4 hours looking at stuff going past when I could probably just see it on the television. Honestly, that's not my type of thing, but there are people that do like it. There is a parade in Belfast as well, but parade's not so much. But let's have a little look at some of the parades in Ireland. I told you I need green e-cigarette fluid. Otherwise, there's no point, really. You know what I mean? Oh, for fuck's sake, I'll be back 2 seconds. Sorry, guys, again. That is really what goes on in St. Patrick's Day. But ladies and gentlemen, let's get to our final point, and that is the alcohol. That moment when you've had way too many green beers. Damn, Morik from Star Wars is doing really well for himself on St. Patrick's Day. You don't own the Shamrock. The Shamrock owns you. I don't know how this got here. When you don't have a chair on St. Patrick's Day. The students in Ireland catching up on their degrees. You ever got so drunk that you decided to bring a tree back to your hotel room? And there you have it, folks, St. Patrick's Day. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I had a lot of fun editing this video, and, see if I have enough time to do SmackDown spoilers. But, guys, this is General Gerry on the General Gerry channel, wishing everyone from America to Canada to Ireland to the UK to India, the Philippines, the whole wide world, happy St. Patrick's Day.